Hello, this is part 2 of section 2.2. Word problems. You can usually use these 7 steps to help work out any word problem you come across. Step 1, before anything, ask yourself, what is the problem about? Draw a picture if possible. Step 2, what's the question? Use it to help define any variables and unknowns. Step 3, translate words into math, starting from the beginning. Step 4, check to make sure that you've written makes sense with what the problem says. Step 5, solve and check mathematically. Step 6, check to see if your answer makes sense. And step 7, state your answer in a complete sentence. Be sure to write out what that answer actually represents. Example 3, set up the following word problems. Part A, married couple together earns $110,000 a year. The wife earns $16,000 less than twice what her husband earns. What does the husband earn? So just like in the previous number problems we dealt with, I'm going to start out by labeling my variables. So we have the wife's salary, and then we have the husband's salary. But this time, I don't know which one is X. And to figure out which one is X, it's the one we know nothing about. So the second sentence actually tells us something about the wife's salary. So we know nothing about the husband's salary, so that will be X. Now the wife's salary is $16,000 less than twice what her husband earns. So that means 2X minus $16,000. Remember, when you see less than, it's actually the opposite order for subtraction. Now we can use the first sentence, which says a married couple together earns $110,000 a year. So that means the sum of these two values, so x plus 2x minus 16,000, has to equal 110,000. Now let's solve this, combine like terms. Add 16,000 to both sides. Divide by 3. We get 42,000. So the husband makes $42,000 a year. And then if you were asked what the wife's salary was, you would do 2 times that minus 16,000. Part B. U.S. Census data shows that the median price of a new home in the U.S. in November 2014 was $280,900. This was $10,700 more than 14 times the price in November of 1964. What was the median price of a new home in November of 1964? This time there is only one variable, and that's the price of a home in November of 1964. So I'm going to just call that X. Now, what we were told was this. What does this refer to? Well, that's the price of a home in 2014. So that'd be 280,900 was 10,700 more than 14 times the price in November of 1964. So this becomes our equation. Now we solve for x. Subtract 10,700 from both sides. Divide by 14. And we get x equals 19,300. So the median price of a home in November of 1964 was $19,300. Part C. The label on Audrey's yogurt said that one serving provided 12 grams of protein, which is 24% of the recommended daily amount. What is the total recommended daily amount of protein? So total recommended amount is our only variable. Let's call that x. And we're told that the 12 grams of protein is 24% of the daily amount. 24% is 0.24 as a decimal. So when working with percentages, 9 times out of 10, you always have to convert it to a decimal first. There are a few instances where that doesn't apply, but in this case, it does. And then of means multiply, and then the recommended daily amount was x. Now I'm going to divide by 0.24, divide by 0.24, and then we get x. And I believe that comes out to be 50. So then the recommended daily amount of protein is 50 grams. And that's the end of section 2.2.